remember Maya Kajinska and her amazing skydiving challenge with aerobatic pilot Luke Chapila we showed you just a couple of weeks ago? Well, Maya is now back in Poland, her home country, and she decided to do some absolutely beautiful freestyle or even ballet over the Hel Peninsula on the Baltic Sea, and Mariusz Lewa recorded his best as he could. Wow. Maya bringing all her incredible skills from the wind tunnel into the skies of Poland. So good to see. Alright, I'm ready to jump into another episode of the best stories from our skies and aviation in the one and only Air Sports News. I'm your host, REGAN TETLOW. Come on. Third FAI World Paragliding Aerobatics Championships finished just 5 days ago in Trellassis, Italy. There were 4 runs for solo pilots plus 3 runs for synchro teams. In solo, Czech pilot Victor Carrera was leading from the beginning and took first place, leaving other famous rivals behind. But in the nation's ranking, Colombian pilots were leading in the first 2 runs and finally gave way to the French team. Theo de Blake and Elliot Nonches get the first in the national teams overall. The synchro results was easy to guess. The Spanish fusion team with Raul Rodriguez and Horacio Lorenz took everything. After the competition, Horacio wrote on Twitter that these medals are really meaningful to him just 2 years after his serious accident. Congratulations to you all. Flying electric car innovator Kix Mendiola achieved another milestone by breaking an existing Guinness record. Mendiola broke a farthest hoverboard flight by travelling 2,894 metres at the beachfront of Sonic Bay in Zambales. Take a look. Mendolia is currently working on the country's first ever flying e-car, known as the Electric Manned Aerial Vehicle. For his latest feat, the Filipino inventor surpassed the record of 2,252 metres set by French jet skier Frankie Zapata, which he achieved atop a flyboard air-powered by jet engine propulsion in April 2016 off the coast of Sassé-les-Pins in south of France. Can you imagine going to work using these in the future? I definitely want one. The flocking discipline in the world of skydiving is probably one of the fastest growing and fastest evolving ways to live out a parachuting experience together with other pilots. Week by week we're receiving new amazing videos from all over the world showing just how great this kind of flying really is. This content comes from the Down to Flock Momentum 2021 Invitational Flocking Camp. It was part of the wonderful Independence Boogie at Chicagoland Skydiving Center. Organisers induced the Legends Boogie where they celebrated Ann Webster as this year's 2021 legend. It's such a great event that I have been organising at in the past, and I would have been there this year if it wasn't for the border being closed. Enjoy these images, so good. Hope to see you all next year at CSE. You could say he was born into the lifestyle as a legacy. His parents owned a drop zone in South Africa and he grew up toddling around the packing mats. Unsurprisingly, it didn't take him long to join in the jumpers. He did his first tandem at the age of 10 and by 15 he was jumping alone. And he's now one of the most sought after coaches in the world of skydiving. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Will Penny. Ampere Brava, middle of the summer, arguably one of the best places to be at this time of year on the planet. Can't beat it, eh?
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, it's always good to be here. I actually just got back from a trip in Corsica. I was there for 10 days.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Of course, like a beautiful destination and like gorgeous views, some nice jumping. But of course, it's always good to be at home, which is in Pura Brava in the summer. Like, everyone's chasing the sun to all around the the planet, and many people find themselves here in summer, you know, so it's a good place to be.
For all, you know, if you find yourself working full time and in it and totally absorbed with it, it's important to have other things outside, isn't it? Like surfing you've got going on, you know, you've got to let yourself breathe a little bit from the sport.
Yeah, I think you need to diversify a little bit and have a little bit of a release that's not connected to skydiving, which is hard because it touches very close to my heart in terms of a passion and my sports and my career. So as much as I love the idea of doing other things, and I do, but I always miss skydiving when I'm not doing it. It's still like this. It still didn't change, you know. So I think, but it's mega important, and like the area where we live in, there's so much cool stuff to do too. So you can go and spend really nice days just exploring. And I touched on a little bit of paragliding over the winter, which was really nice, and even just cruising around like around this area, doing some beach days and some swimming.
And you can find the full half-hour conversation with Will right after the show on our Air Sports Promotion YouTube channel. The Drone Racing League is back where it all began, the Castle Ruins of Ruet, Austria, and we have a very fresh teaser of this event.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, daughter had Yagi, her brain fried.
Ruet was a location of the very first Drones Champions League race in 2016 and now the second of the 21 season. So who will take the crown from the winners of Proptown? We'll find out on the 25th of July. The Blades aerobatic team from Great Britain have introduced their new 2021 commentator, Tony Doyle. The team are highly skilled former Red Arrows and UK national aerobatic pilots focused on delivering exhilarating flying experiences, air displays and the thrill of air racing. Mike Ling, Blade number 3 pilot, who is no stranger to giving commentary, having been the Red Arrows commentator for a total of 6 years, said, "Giving display commentary is no mean feat. Flying displays are dynamic and can change quickly at frequencies in the conditions and circumstances. So next time you see a display and hear Tony, make sure to give him a cheer, especially when he points out which maneuvers he doesn't like, because they can make the aircraft really hard to clean." Diamond Aircraft successfully ferried its first single-engine retractable gear DA50 RG across the North Atlantic last week. Flown by Diamond test pilot Thomas Wimmer, the aircraft made the 4,410 nautical miles trip from Wiener Neustadt, Austria to London, Ontario, Canada in 3 days. The flight was completed in 10 legs, the longest of which was 670 nautical miles, with a total time in the air of almost 30 hours. So some of our viewers have mentioned that through all 7 seasons of the programme we have never mentioned helicopter aero modelling. It is true, and we want to fix that and show why this sport is so entertaining and not without an element of danger. Soft 3D heli flying at the sunset of the midsummer weekend in 2021 is something that aero modelers love the most. This one was recorded to provide some inspiring RC helicopter flying to the new website of aero modelling club MFK from Sweden. The heli is an old Align T-Rex 550 flown at a modest 1,900 RPM head speed. Old, but still very aggressive. Just have a look at this. A 266-kilometre cross-country paragliding flight in the Southern Alps in quite challenging conditions is not the easiest of flying to perform, but it looks, well, it just looks epic. Have a look at this. What begins as a normal cross-country day becomes a tough battle with the north wind over there. Experienced pilot Sebastian Benz showed his tough flight 64 times faster to enjoy the wonderful views that come with cross-country flying for everyone. You can watch the full-length interview on YouTube with interesting commentary from Sebastian.
Cloud here, and you can see on the hyperlapse how it forms new cumulus underneath it.
Foot dragging in the world of paramotoring is high-speed flying over lakes or rivers and touching the surface by your feet. It's not easy to do, just like in swooping, but it gives the pilots outstanding emotions and adventure. Utah Lake, shown on the video, doesn't get deeper than 5 feet for hundreds of feet out, and in fact it only gets 14 feet deep at its deepest. That being said, do not, I repeat, do not try this at home without proper skills and equipment. One mistake and you could end up in the water and landing deep in the water in the wrong gear, and that could get you killed. With proper training and equipment like the flat top paramotor, water foot dragging can be lots of fun. Okay, so it's time for the Gordon Bennett update section. This pilot from the Switzerland 3 team for this year's Gordon Bennett is probably one of the most recognisable athletes from this country. He's very talented and experienced, and I caught up with Walter Geschinkner during his preparations for the gas balloon training flight. Take a look. So Walter Geschinkner joins us. Where are you, Walter? Where are you right now?
I'm right now at Bad Zurzach. This is a little village outside of Zurich, and this is the only place where we can launch with the gas balloons. Our balloon already is ready, and in my back there's another team building up their balloon. The pilot of this balloon is Stefan Zebali. He's twice European champion for hot air balloons, and he also flies gas balloons.
Amazing. So who's going to be flying? There's 2 teams flying this afternoon, this evening?
Yes, 2 teams are flying, actually on a different way. Let's see what's going on with the wind. But actually, I think we are tomorrow morning somewhere in Germany at the place of Munich or so.
Yeah. Good, Walter. Can we have a walk over to your balloon and have a look around?
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
This is a view of our cockpit, you know. Inside here we have got the GPS, we have got the radio, transponder, and our power equipment.
And the batteries, what do you use for the power?
The batteries we use for power, we got the power station underneath of the seat, and we've got power enough for, I don't know, for a few days if necessary.
Yes. And the setup you've got now, Walter, with the inside of the basket, is that the same it will be for the Gordon Bennett, or any different? Would there be more things?
This is exactly how it will be at the Gordon Bennett, yes.
My second Gordon Bennett's guest is the French pilot Hervé Moine from the French #1 team. I asked Hervé about this year's Gordon Bennett race, and he told me what makes it special and why it has such an emotional impact.
Hello everybody, I'm everyone from France. I'm actually the French team #1, and that year it's special Gordon Bennett for me, and especially for my dad, because it's not my first Bennett. At least it will be the 6 or 7 years I run the Bennett, and always my dad follow me as a crew. It's always driving, prepare the balloon with me. But that year is very special one because I'm very lucky to fly with him this year. So that make me I don't know in English, but it's very sensitive for me to announce that I will fly with him. He support me from long time on my balloon career. Since I'm begging a pilot, begging a pilot after me, like that we can share balloons together, go in some festival together. So it's very family trip, and now we are lucky to run that years together. So it's very enjoy for us. We are now in the balloon terminal. Here we meet the passenger. So we have a huge bar.
Wow.
Yeah, huge bar and lot of beer for them. So after the flight, we can come here and have a drink with them. And all balloons are stored here. Actually, we have more than 18 balloons in this place.
Wow.
Lot of balloons. Some basket it's for the new customer. It's one new basket because the owner of this company, Christoph Meyer, is also Ultra Magic dealer. So we have a lot of spare material. We have a lot of basket. We have a Vista basket for VIP flight, and at least I prepare for you the gas balloon basket.
Oh, fantastic. You can find interviews with this year's Gordon Bennett pilots on the official gordonbennett.aero website. On the 16th of July 1935, just a year after design began, the Boeing Model 299, a prototype 4-engine long-range heavy bomber, was rolled out of its hangar at Boeing Field, Seattle, Washington, for the very first time. The largest land airplane built up to that time, it seemed to have defensive machine guns aimed in every direction. A Seattle Times reporter, Roland Smith, wrote that it was a flying fortress. Boeing quickly copyrighted the name. On the 17th of July 1989, the first Northrop B-2A Spirit took off from the Air Force Plant 42, Palmdale, California, on its first flight. The crew was Bruce Hines and Richard Couch. The top-secret stealth bomber prototype landed at Edwards Air Force Base 1 hour, 52 minutes later. It is now named Spirit of America and is assigned to the 509th Bomb Wing at Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri. On the 18th of July 1966, Gemini 10 launched from the Launch Complex 19 at the Cape Kennedy Air Force Station. The two astronauts aboard were John Young on his second spaceflight and Michael Collins. This launch vehicle was a liquid-fueled Titan II. The Gemini 10 mission was to demonstrate orbital rendezvous and docking with another spacecraft, as well as an EVA extra vehicle activity. On the 18th of July 1919, Elise Doriche was at Le Croisier in northern France, co-piloting an experimental airplane, a civil variant of the Caudron G3. This aircraft suddenly pitched down and crashed, killing Doriche and co-pilot. Doriche was 36 years old. What happened is not very clear, but it would seem that the machine in which he was flying overturned during a trial flight. Okay, that's it for this week, guys. Hope to see you back here again next week at the same time. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us using our addresses. And for the final of this episode, we'd like to show you the second commercial spaceflight after Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic attempt just a week ago. Yesterday, Jeff Bezos, with his team, did the same in his Blue Origin's New Shepard. Take a look at this, and congratulations especially to Wally. Don't remember, stay safe and keep your eyes on the skies.